Castien would tell you about the philosophy of wilderness. I will tell you what it smells like. My name is Linmythe. I am a half-elf, which means I am too human for elves and too elven for humans, so I live in a forest where no one cares about either. Castien mentioned me in his archive. Twice now, I think. He said I listen to trees. That is not wrong. But he left out the part where I also gut fish and sleep in the rain. Your authors write heroes who walk across entire continents, weeks of travel, mountains, forests, swamps, and not once do they stop to eat. They just walk. For 300 pages, no food, no hunger, no moment where someone says, "We need to stop or we will not make it." I have gone 3 days without eating. It changes how you think. By the second day, you are slow. By the third, you are making decisions you would never make with a full stomach. I watched a man walk off a cliff path on day 4. Not because he was clumsy, because his body was eating itself and his eyes stopped working properly. Your heroes do not have this problem. They carry a sword, a cloak, and a sense of purpose, and apparently that is enough calories to cross a kingdom. I once guided a merchant named Aldrich across the Greywood. He brought 4 trunks of trade goods and no food. He assumed there would be inns. In the Greywood. 3 days in, he was weeping over a raw turnip I dug out of the ground. It was a bad turnip. Hunger does not care about quality. Your authors skip the foraging, the rationing, the moment when the dried meat is gone and the next village is 4 days away. They skip it because it is not dramatic. It is the most dramatic thing in the world when it is happening to you. Let me tell you about sleep. Your heroes make camp. They light a fire, they lay down their bedrolls, and they sleep. All of them. At the same time. In the middle of hostile territory. And nothing happens. I have not slept through the night in longer than I can remember. Neither has the wolf sitting beside me, though calling him mine would be generous. He chose to be here. He could leave tomorrow. That is what your authors do not write. The watching. Someone has to watch. Always. Every single night, someone sits in the dark and listens. Not for an hour. For the entire night. And then they walk all day. He does it for me. Most nights. He lies beside the fire with his eyes open, and he listens to things I cannot hear. When something is wrong, he does not bark. He stands. That is how I know. If I wake and he is standing, I do not go back to sleep. Your authors give their heroes a campfire and call it safe. A fire is not safe. A fire tells everything within a mile exactly where you are. I have used fires. I have also sat in the cold dark because the alternative was worse. Try writing that into your quest. The hero, freezing, unable to light a fire because something is out there and fire is an invitation. And the ground. Your heroes lie down on a forest floor and wake up refreshed. I have slept on roots, on stones, on frozen mud. You do not wake up refreshed. You wake up in pain, and you walk anyway because stopping is not an option. I know a halfling, Tassilo, who never sleeps deeply. Ever. He can be unconscious for 4 hours and wake at a sound you would not hear. He travels alone, and he has never been caught. That is not magic. That is what your body learns when sleeping is dangerous. Your authors write sleep as rest. For people who live out here, sleep is a risk you manage. Your heroes sleep like they are at an inn, every night, in a war zone. I find that deeply unrealistic. Your heroes never get lost. They follow roads that conveniently exist. They navigate by mountains that are always visible. They have maps that are accurate. I have walked for days in the wrong direction and only known because the moss changed sides on the trees. Maps lie. Every map I have ever used was wrong about something. A river that moved, a path that a landslide erased, a forest that grew over a road. Your heroes pull out a map and follow it like instructions. I treat a map like a suggestion from someone who was probably lost themselves. Weather changes everything. A trail you walked yesterday can be gone after a night of rain. A river you planned to ford can be chest deep by morning. Snow covers tracks, fog hides landmarks, wind changes the shape of dunes. Your heroes walk through all of this without comment. I have spent entire days retracing my steps because the world rearranged itself overnight. And boots. I need to talk about boots. Bad boots will end a quest faster than any dragon. I have lost more companions to blisters than to battle. That is not an exaggeration. A blister becomes a wound. A wound becomes infected. An infection in the wild, days from a healer, becomes a death sentence. I have watched a man with a sword that could cut through armor die because his left boot did not fit. Your heroes never check their boots. They walk across continents in the same pair, and their feet are fine. I change mine every season. Dumnas, the dwarf from the archive. He understands this. Dwarves live on stone. They know what bad boots cost. He once told me that the first thing he checks on any traveler is their feet. Not their weapons, their feet. He is right. Aldrich wore city shoes into the Greywood. By day 2, his feet looked like raw meat. He survived because I had extra wrappings. Your heroes do not plan for feet. The quest is the point. No one reads a fantasy novel for the meal planning. But when you skip all of it, the hunger, the exhaustion, the blisters, you lose the weight. Your hero arrives fresh and rested, and I do not believe they earned it. Tolkien understood. He wrote about lembas bread because he knew food matters on a long walk. He wrote about sore feet and cold camps. It is not the most quoted part of his work, but it is the most honest. Abercrombie writes characters who arrive at battles already broken. That feels true. The person who survived was not the strongest. They were the one who packed enough food, checked their boots, and did not light a fire when they should not have. The wolf, my companion, though he would not use that word, has walked beside me for longer than most of your human lives. He eats when there is food, and does not complain when there is not. Your authors could learn from him, but they would need to notice him first. I want to tell you about my brother, half-brother. His name was Dernmod. Dernmod Jalgrim. He was human. We shared a father, a human man, but our mothers were different. Mine was an elf who lived in these woods. His was not. Dernmod was a mercenary. He slept anywhere, ate anything, and walked until his boots fell apart. Then he wrapped his feet in cloth and kept walking. Not because he was brave, because stopping was worse. He taught me that the people who survive are not the ones with the best equipment. They are the ones who do not stop. I watched Dernmod get older. The way he moved in the mornings. My mother gave me centuries. His mother gave him decades. We walked the same roads. He just stopped walking sooner. I still see his children, his grandchildren. They call me aunt. They do not understand why I look the same as when their father was young. Dernmod would have hated that I am talking about him. But he taught me to check my boots. That is worth more than sentiment. The wilderness does not care about your quest. Surviving it is not a chapter your authors can skip. I am Linmythe. Next time, Castien returns. He has something to say about orcs. I have met a few myself. We disagree on several points. What would you ask someone who has lived in the wild longer than your grandparents have been alive? The council awaits in the comments.